She told her mom all she has been going through, but her mother warned her to do anything to ensure her stay in Tobechi's house because he has been of great help to their family. She also gave her a native concoction to help with the healing process. Despite her mother's advice and support, the physical and emotional toll on Humnanya was colossal. Tobechi continued with his heinous activities, and Humnanya again took in and went through an abortion process that took a severe toll on her well-being, leaving her weak and vulnerable. Once upon a time, there lived a diligent banker whose name was Tobechi. He was a man of few words. Tobechi had always found it challenging to express himself, especially around women. He was an introvert, and it often made him seem unapproachable. In the other side of the town was Nkasi, a vibrant, kind-hearted, cheerful elementary school teacher. Tobechi was attracted to Nkasi, but lacked the boldness to approach her. Regardless of this, fate intervened when Chijoke, Tobechi's childhood friend, who happened to be Nkasi's neighbor, noticed the silent admiration Tobechi had for Nkasi and resolved to help his friend. Chijoke approached Nkasi one Sunday afternoon. "Nkasi, there is someone I want you to meet. He's a bit shy, but has a heart of gold." Nkasi was curious and intrigued, and so she agreed to meet this mysterious man. Their first meeting was awkward as Tobechi was struggling to find the right words. Over time, their interactions became more frequent, and a bond began to form. Their relationship burgeoned into a deep and abiding love. Tobechi's quiet strength complemented Nkasi's vibrant personality, and together they created a harmonious balance. After a year of courtship, they decided to get married. They got married and people admired their unique bond. As newlyweds, Tobechi and Nkasi settled into a comfortable routine and continued their work in their individual fields. They had a happy home filled with love, and the arrival of their 3 children increased their joy as each child brought a new aspect of joy to their lives. Nkasi was pregnant for their 4th child. Their life seemed perfect, but life has a way of throwing unpredicted challenges. When it was time for her to have her baby, she had some complications that no one had anticipated. The medical team involved did their best, but Nkasi could not make it. Tobechi was devastated when he lost his beloved wife and was left to raise their children alone. The little baby was taken to Nkasi's mother to nurse with the help of her younger sister, while the other children remained in the house with their father Tobechi and Humnanya, a young girl from a poor family who had been living with them as an aide. Humnanya took over the responsibilities of caring for the children and ensured that they felt loved and supported despite the absence of their mother. Humnanya, a 16-year-old girl, displayed a maturity beyond her years. Her dedication to the children and her quiet strength reminded Tobechi of Nkasi. Tobechi began to appreciate Humnanya more, not just as a helper but as a crucial part of their family. As time passed, Tobechi's feelings towards Humnanya started to change. He found himself drawn to her. One day, while Humnanya was sleeping, she felt a movement on her thighs. She was shocked and jumped out of the bed, thinking it was some sort of reptile that had moved on her body. But to her surprise, it was Tobechi. "Brother, oh, it's you. Do you want anything?" Tobechi told her that he wants to lay with her. Humnanya was shocked to hear that. "Brother, how can you say such? I'm like your daughter." "You're like my daughter, but you're not. It's either you let me do it or you leave my house and go back to your wretched family." Humnanya had 11 siblings and 2 of her elder sisters were living with people as maids. She knew if thrown out, it would be difficult for her parents to care for her and her other siblings. Tobechi's inappropriate advances shattered her world, but she gave in to his demands and he started laying with her. She took in severally and Tobechi sent her to a particular nurse in the pharmacy near their neighborhood to get it terminated. Fear and confusion gripped her as she struggled to cope with the ongoing abuse. She told her mom all she has been going through, but her mother warned her to do anything to ensure her stay in Tobechi's house because he has been of great help to their family. She also gave her a native concussion to help with the healing process. Despite her mother's advice and support, the physical and emotional toll on Humnanya was colossal. Tobechi continued with his heinous activities and Humnanya again took in and went through an abortion process that took a severe toll on her well-being, leaving her weak and vulnerable. One day, Humnanya's condition worsened at school, prompting a concerned teacher to intervene. The teacher questioned Humnanya until she opened up and told her everything that had been going on around her. The teacher felt bad for Humnanya and sought medical help for her. She was hospitalized and the medical care she received helped her begin the healing and recovery process. The doctors and nurses were kind and attentive, ensuring that Humnanya received the best care possible. She underwent several procedures to address the internal damage caused by the repeated abortions. While Humnanya was getting treatment in the hospital, the teacher reported her case with the Agency of Prohibition of Trafficking in Person. She visited her every day in the hospital, brought her things to lift up her spirits. She also arranged for a counselor to help Humnanya process the trauma she had endured. The sections were painful but necessary to allow her heal. The social workers from the Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons visited Humnanya to ensure that she was responding to treatments. Meanwhile, Tobechi and Humnanya's mother were facing the consequences of their actions. The agency had taken swift action and both were apprehended and charged. Tobechi's neighbors were shocked and outraged by the revelations. They could not comprehend what led Tobechi to such behavior because he was known to be a reserved person who never carried women. The legal proceedings were emotionally taxing for Humnanya. She had to recount her experiences in court, reliving the trauma in front of strangers. Nonetheless, she found strength in the support of her teacher and the counselor. Their presence reassured her that she was not alone. The trial was a turning point. Tobechi was sentenced to prison for his crimes, and Humnanya's mother was also held accountable for her complicity. The verdict brought a sense of justice and closure, allowing Humnanya to start afresh. After weeks of recovery, Humnanya was finally discharged from the hospital. The teacher and the counselor accompanied her back to her village. Her family welcomed her back with open arms. Her father, a humble vulcanizer, was overjoyed to see his daughter alive and safe. Humnanya's siblings, though they were curious and concerned, were happy to have her home. The reunion was a bittersweet one as Humnanya had to explain the events that had transpired. With the little money she had saved while working as an aide in Tobechi's house, Humnanya decided to start a small business. She and her sister Idiogo began selling oranges and groundnuts. It was hard work, but it provided them with a means to support their family. Every morning, Humnanya and Idiogo hurried to collect fresh oranges and groundnuts from the market. Their neighbors offered them help and support for their hard work. The business started to grow, and they were able to make a modest living. As months passed, Humnanya and her family began to see the fruits of their labor. The business expanded, and they were able to afford a better living conditions. Humnanya's father found more work, and her siblings were able to attend school regularly. Humnanya herself burgeoned into a confident and strong-willed young woman. She took pride in the life she was building and the support she was providing for her family. Hello, favorite one. Thanks for listening to my stories. Your support means the world to me, and I couldn't do this without you. Your likes, comments, and shares keep me motivated to create more stories. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on the post notification bell so you never miss out on any of my new stories. Thanks again, and see you in the next story.